Hey guys, welcome back to Be Military Fit. We are going to go for a release and recovery session now. For those of you that have just done that workout, this is going to be a perfect way for you to release and recover from that exact workout there. For those of you that didn't do the workout this morning, but maybe you've had a little bit of a heavy training week and now you just need to chill out, get a little bit of blood flow back into those muscles, open everything up. This is going to be a perfect session for that. Okay, so it's going to last about 45 minutes. We'll start with a little bit of mobility. So all I mean by that is we're going to be moving through specific movements that are going to open up some of your joints and some of your muscles. Then we're going to move into some more kind of static stretches. This is going to give your muscles a chance to just really elongate and increase that flexibility. Okay, so I will guide you through all of it. All you guys need to do is make sure you've got enough space, pretty much the size of a yoga mat, and I will guide you through everything that we're going to be doing. Okay, so first off, all we're going to do is we're going to start off in the bottom of a squat. So you're going to go as low as you can. If you can get the hips all the way down, then get the hips all the way down. If you need to sit a little bit higher up, that's also fine. As long as you've got your heels flat on the floor, that's the main thing. Okay, what we're going to do here, one hand's going to sit inside of the foot. We're just going to open up. We're going to look up to the top hand. We're going to go for 10 rotations on each side. So opening up, looking up to the hand, guiding yourself back round. Key thing here is that we keep breathing the whole time. Nice, guys. One more each side. Lovely. Next one, we're going to take a lunge out. One leg's going to be down. You can either come onto the toes or you can let the rear knee poke down on the floor, whatever's more comfortable. Here, the inside of the elbow is going to come to the inside of the foot. And again, we're going to rotate and open up. Okay, so we're going to go for 10 on each side this time. And we're going to continue to flow through so that your body keeps moving. Okay, so elbow into the inside of the foot, opening up. Good, keep going. We'll do 10 one side, then we're going to swap over. This is 3. Really good, guys. This is 8. Nice, guys. Swap over. So the other foot's coming into the lead now. Exactly the same. Elbow coming to the inside of the foot, opening up, trying to keep a nice steady breathing technique throughout this whole thing. Off we go. 10 on this side. Keep it moving. Really rotate that gaze so that we're looking up to the hand. That's going to open the chest up as well. Lovely, guys. Good job. Cool. Next one we're going to go for. The legs are going to straddle out nice and wide. One of our hands is going to reach up over the top. We're going to try and tap the top of the foot. We're going to come back to seating and we're going to tap the other side. Okay, so again, I'll guide you through this. Try and keep that back nice and straight. If you're less flexible, then the feet are going to be a little bit narrower. If you're more flexible, open them up, okay? Whatever feels comfortable for you. So big breath in, we're going to reach over to the left first, touching the foot. That's 1, keep it flowing. 2. That's 5, we're going to 10. Last one, guys. Lovely, okay. Pretty similar movement, just this time with the feet together. All we're going to try and do now is reach forwards and then breathe in to come up. We're going to go for 10 of these, okay? So breathe out as you lean down, breathe up as you come out. So hands up overhead, reaching forwards. That's 1, keep it moving. 5. That's 6. 7. Last one. Good, and relax there. Really nice work, guys. Okay, we're going to continue with this theme of rotation. It's something that we don't do very often, and it's super important for all the muscles down to the obliques, the lats, even in the chest, so all of the deltoids, that muscles around the shoulders, okay? So this time we're going to go onto all fours. We're going to thread the needle, so the hand, I'll do it facing you, the hand's going to come through so that our shoulder is flat all the way to the ground. And then at the top, we're going to open up the hand again so that it's reaching up to the sky, taking that gaze up. So we're going to do 6 on each side. So we'll do all 6 on the right side, flip over, all 6 on the right side, left side. Okay, off we go. Looking up to the hand, that's 1. 3. Last one. Nice, guys, beautiful work. Switch it around, left side now. 6 reps again. Thread that needle through. Everything's slow and controlled, but it keeps moving. Okay, that's the key thing with the mobility part. Keep that blood flowing. Get the oxygen to the muscles. Lovely, cool. Stay down in this position. Now all we're going to do is the hips are going to sit back here. So we've got our bum in touch with our heels, basically. The arms are stretched out in front, okay? This is going to come into our lats here, this nice big wing muscle, as it gets called. From here, we're going to drive the hips through. They're going to come flat on the floor so that we get a nice arc in the back. If that's too intense, or if you've ever had any lower back injuries, when you come through into this position, you're going to lower the elbows down and slowly bring the back up just to where it feels comfortable. Okay, so guide this one as you wish. Go with what feels comfortable. You shouldn't feel any pinching in the lower back. So if you do, just don't extend your arms. Keep the elbows flat on the floor. Go for a real gentle bend. We're going to go for 10 of these. Okay, so hips come back. Coming through, let them sink down into the floor. Look up. That's 1. Go again. That's 2. Keep it moving. Beautiful, guys. That's 5. We're halfway through. Keep it moving. Keep it breathing. Last one. Nice, good job. Okay, we're going to open up the lower back a little bit now. Again, we're continuing this kind of movement through motion kind of thing. So all we're going to do is we're going to allow the knees to drop to the left side. They're going to come back through the center and they're going to drop to the right side. Okay, we're going to do 10 on each side. This is a much kind of quicker movement. So all we're doing here is the back's going to go flat on the floor, arms out to the side. Knees drop to the left, come through the middle, drop to the right. You should be quite relaxed. It should feel like there's a little bit of release in the lower back. Okay, so just rock through this one. In fact, I won't even count the reps. We're just going to do it for kind of 10 to 15, 20 seconds. Let's go 20 seconds. Okay, so just 20 seconds, rocking left to right. And off we go. Relax the head back. This should feel really nice and easy. Good, guys, keep that one going. Good, okay, and rest there. We're going to do exactly the same thing now, but with a slight variation. So we're going to focus on one side at a time. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to tuck our left foot onto the knee, okay? So we should be making this position. What we're going to do now that the left foot's tucked onto the right knee, the right knee is then going to go to the floor. So it's half the movement we were doing before. We've just added a little bit of work into the glutes as well. Okay, so we're going to go for 20 seconds rocking on this side. Then we're going to switch over and we're going to go for 20 seconds rocking on the other side. Same again, relax your head back. Let your arms come out to the side. I'll guide you through the timings. All you need to do is keep moving, okay? So get that left foot up onto the right knee. Arms out, relax the head back. 20 seconds, going in 3, 2, 1, and off we go. Dropping that right knee down into the floor. You can look to the left if you want to increase that stretch. 10 seconds. Nice, and swapping over. So this time we've got our right foot coming into the left knee, and we're just going to be dropping that left knee down. Okay, so same again, just relax back, let your head drop. We're going to go in 3 seconds, and off we go. Really relax into this one. Good, guys. All the while, we're just keeping a nice, slow, controlled breath. Your heart rate should be really nice and low. This shouldn't feel taxing. This is all about increasing that mobility around the joints and increasing that stretch of the muscles. Good, and rest there with that one. We're going to do a little bit of mobility for the spine now. So you're going to stand up for this one, and we're just going to be rolling through each of the vertebrae. Okay, so it's going to start with the head going down. We're going to roll as far as we can, keeping the legs straight. As soon as the stretch in your hamstring becomes too intense, you're going to allow the knees to bend. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean now, and then we'll go through it all together. So you're going to start by standing up, head's going to curve down. Rolling all the way down. As soon as you can tap the floor, we're going to stand back up. If at this point you need to bend your knees, you can soften in the knees so that you can continue the movement. If you're more flexible, those legs are going to stay extended. We're going to go through 10 reps of going from the top right to the bottom, rolling through. We're going to go down for 3 seconds, up for 3 seconds. Okay, so I will count you through this one. Okay, so stand yourselves up, making sure that we tuck the chin in at the top. Get ready to go. And we're going down for 3, 2, 1. Up for 3, 2, 1. Back down. 3, 2, 1. Up for 3, 2, 1. And down. 3, 2, 1. And up for 3, 2, 1. Back down. 3, 2, 1. And up for 3, 2, 1. Good, and again, down, 3, 2, 1. Up for 3, 2, 1. And again, down, 3, 2, 1. Up for 3, 2, 1. Down we go, 3, 2, 1. Up, 3, 2, 1. And straight back down. 2, 1, up for 3, 2, 1, back down, 3, 2, 1, and up for 3, 2, 1, last one, 3, 2, 1, and up for 3, 2, 1. Good, guys. Now we're going to come into this nice stretch here so that the hips are down and forwards, and the chest is nice and straight up. Let me just adjust that a little bit. I think I'm chopping my head off there. Great. Okay, so nice lunge out. The front knee wants to be over the ankle and the rear knee wants to be behind your hips. You should feel the stretch in the hip flexor here. We're just going to hold this one now, and we're going to hold for the stretch for a good minute long. Okay, we're going to hold every position for a minute now, and that's going to make sure that we're taking time to really work on the elasticity of that muscle. All the while you're in these positions, you can just maintain a nice slow and controlled breath. Again, this shouldn't be taxing, this should be nice and relaxing. You should feel that stretch through the hip flexor. If you can't feel the stretch, walk your front foot forwards just that little bit more, or the rear knee back a little bit. Nice, guys. Just hold it there and keep breathing. That's all we're doing now. Good, 20 more seconds. If the stretches start to ease off, then you can use this time to move forwards a little bit. So just move that front foot a little bit more forwards. Try and sink those hips a little bit further down. Good, and ease out of that. We're going to swap over sides now. So same thing again, get that front foot underneath that knee or just in front, that rear knee right behind the hip so that we can get that stretch into the hip flexor. Chest stays up, hips sink down and forwards. We're going to go for another minute on this side. You might find that one side is particularly tighter than the other, and that may be from a past injury. It might be from just being one-sided. Predominantly, we're either right-handed or left-handed or right-footed and left-footed. So you will find that one side of your body's a little bit stiffer. It's just super important that we try and balance that out. If you think about it, if you've got one really stiff side and one really mobile side, everything you do, you're going to be at a slight twist, and you're going to end up then putting yourself at quite high risk of injury. So doing these mobility sessions is really good, just to try and balance the body out. It's the same with strength stuff. If you find that you play a sport, for example, that's predominantly one-sided, just try and really work on balancing your body out and work on that other side that's not being used as much. Nice, guys, good work. Okay, ease out of that one. We're going to go into the glutes next, so there's big butt muscles. A couple of options here. For those of you that are more flexible, we're going to go into a pigeon. Okay, so I'll show you both and you decide which one is more suitable for your flexibility level. Okay, so the pigeon, the foot's going to come flat on the floor. The knee's going to come down and the rear leg is going to stretch out in front. What we're looking for here is that the shin is at a 90-degree angle, okay? So it's almost in line with our shoulders. If this is too intense, or if you can't get the foot in line with the knee at the front leg, or if the rear leg's way off the ground, or you're having to sit at a bit of a skew width angle, you're going to cancel out the pigeon. You're going to put one leg out in front, the other leg's going to tuck over the top, and you're going to squeeze that leg into your chest. You should feel the same stretch in the glute muscles. Okay, so choose which one you're going to do now. Set yourselves up. We're going to go for a nice minute hold again. 1 minute on the right side, then we're going to switch over to the left side. There's a couple of options with the hands in this one. You can either have them on the foot to keep that chest up nice and tall, or you can relax down into it, letting the arms come in front of the leg, whatever feels nicer for you. You might find that doing it slightly different will give you a different kind of stretch. So just go with whatever feels good. I definitely feel more of a stretch if my arms are down, but I know some people feel a little bit more of a stretch if the arms are up. Okay, so go for whatever feels nice. We've got a little bit of sunshine here now. This is good. Good, guys. Last 10 seconds on this side, then we're going to swap it over. Lovely. Okay, really slowly ease out of that. We'll swap sides. So this side, the left foot coming forwards. Again, trying to make that right angle with the leg. If that's too much, extend the other leg out. Hug the knee into the chest. You will get the same stretch. Minute hold on this side. It's really important that through these stretches, we're breathing as much as possible. You'll quite often find that throughout a minute, just holding it for that little bit longer, that last 30 seconds, you're probably able to sink a little bit deeper. Letting the breath release out will also help you increase the stretch. Okay, so just really tune out, let yourself breathe. Every time you breathe out, sink a little bit lower into that stretch. Nice, guys. Last 10 seconds on this side. And easing out of that one, we're going to move on to a stretch now for the adductors. So that's the muscle that comes inside of your leg. Okay, so all we're going to do for this one, we're going to place the feet together. Now, the closer they are to your center line, the harder the stretch is going to be. So again, if you're not that flexible, let your feet come away from your body. If you do a lot of stretching, let the feet come in as close as you can. Hold on to the feet with both hands. You can interlace the fingers. What we're trying to do here is allow the knees to touch the ground. Some of you might find you're in this position right now. That's completely cool. Just let gravity do its work. Try and let the legs slowly sink down. For those of you, again, that are a little bit more flexible, you can really utilize the force of your muscles now to push those knees down. You can also use your elbows to push them down if you feel like that gives you more of a stretch. So again, we're all different shapes. We're all tight in different places. So any variation of the stretch where you get the most kind of output, I guess. So you should feel the stretch now in the adductors, so just the inside of the leg here. You might find it more up towards the groin area, and that's also really good as well if you can feel a stretch through there. If you have got the hands hooked around the feet, as you breathe out, you can slowly pull yourself further down. Again, that's just going to increase the stretch, and it's going to allow you to grow and develop that stretch throughout a Hi guys, sorry, I'm not sure quite what happened there. We should be okay. You should be able to hear everything. I'm just going to continue. I'm sure someone will make comments with me if this isn't working. But we're just going to pick up where we left off. Okay, so the feet are still flat on the floor. We're just going to go for another minute on this stretch. Well, we'll go for another 30 seconds and then I'll continue on. Yeah, my screen kind of cut out there. I'm not sure what happened. Hopefully that didn't happen to you guys. If you saw me poking around the screen there for a little bit, sorry about that. Cool, good job. Okay, we're going to ease out of that one. We're now going to focus on stretching out the shoulders and the lats a little bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back into that position where we had the heels set on the floor, so just like this. But all we're going to do now is we're going to walk the hands over to each side. So we're going to walk the hands over to the left, we're going to walk them back to the center, then we're going to walk them over to the right. Okay, so by starting off, make sure that your bum's in contact with your heels and make sure that the arms are straight out in front. So from here, we're going to sink the chest down to the floor, like we're trying to touch the chin on the floor and the chest on the floor as well. If that's uncomfortable, take the hands a little bit wider, but we're just going to hold that for a nice 30 seconds before we move the hands anywhere. Let the forehead relax down. Again, keep breathing in this position. Cool, really nice. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to walk the hands over to the left side. In this position, your left arm will be slightly bent, your right arm will be fully extended overhead. Key thing that we're thinking about is that the right butt cheek is sinking into the right heel. Okay, so we're walking over to the left, but we're actually stretching out the right side. So from here, my right hand's fully extended, my right butt cheek is sinking into that right heel, and you should feel a stretch down the lats, the big wing muscle there. If you can't feel the stretch, walk this hand further over to the side and really sit back. We're going to go for a minute hold on this side before we walk over to the other side. Again, as you breathe out, sinking further back and down into that right heel. Lovely, I'm walking back to the center. This time we're going to walk over to the right side. So this time the right arm is going to be slightly relaxed and bent. The left arm is going to be fully extended out and the left hip or left butt cheek is going to be sinking into the left heel. Okay, so again, we're going to go for a minute on this side. Really drive that butt cheek back so that you can feel the stretch nice and strong through the lats. Continue to breathe, relax the forehead down. Really nice, guys. Well done. Good, and ease out of that one. The next one we're going to do is actually going to stretch into the quads. So you've got a couple of options. There's a lying down version that we're going to do. For some of you, you might potentially have some troubles trying to get hold of the rear foot. If this is the case, then just stand yourselves up and go for just kind of the traditional quad stretch. But for those of you that are able to get hold of the foot, we're just going to lie down. We're going to lift up our left foot. We're going to take hold of the foot and we're going to pull it into our body. From here, again, if you're really flexible, you can think about lifting the knee off the ground. That's going to increase the stretch. We're going to go for a minute hold on this side, and then we're going to swap over for a minute hold on the other side. You can use your other arm to make a bit of a pillow for your forehead and just let it rest down. Again, just breathe into this 1 minute hold on this side. Really relax that breathing. And slowly ease out of that one. We're going to swap sides now. So this time, bringing up the right side or the left side, depending on which side you started. Squeezing that heel into the glute, making that pillow with the other arm. Let the forehead rest down. Take all the tension out of the neck. As you breathe, really try and breathe right into the diaphragm. So you should feel the belly opening up, extending, filling with air. And then as you breathe out, you should feel that deflating. Good. And coming out of that one. Okay, next one we're going to go for is going to be just focused on our hamstrings. And then we're going to move a little bit into the shoulders and the neck, especially for those of you that have been working at home and you've been typing away on laptops heaps. You are going to most likely have pretty tight necks and shoulders. Okay, so next one, hamstrings. Again, we're going to go for either a single leg or 2 legs at a time, depending on your flexibility. So for those of you that are less flexible, you're going to have 1 leg extended. For those of you that are more flexible, feel free to take both legs out in front. From here, all we're doing is folding forward. We're trying to take hold of the feet with the hand. And ever so slowly, we're trying to pull the chest towards the legs. If you've got 1 foot tucked in, again, try and take hold of the foot. If you can't reach your foot, just take hold of a part of your leg. As long as it's not directly the knee joint, you're all good, okay? So even if you need to take hold of the calf, you can try and work on getting your elbows down to the floor. So again, use that outward breath to allow yourself to increase the stretch. And still just try and relax your neck. So let your head drop down between your arms. Good, guys. Long, slow breaths. Just sit back up there. If you've only had 1 leg out in front, swap over. If you've had 2 legs out in front the whole time, we're going to fold back down, but this time we're going to try and pull ourselves a little bit lower. So swap sides if you're doing single leg, keep 2 legs out. If you're doing 2 legs, we're just going to push that stretch a little bit lower for those of you with the 2 legs out. Okay, so keeping that chest up, refolding back over. You might find that holding a slightly different place on the foot is going to give you a slightly different stretch. So have a little play around with that, alter the height of the hands. Good, and easing out of that one. Okay. Next one we're going to go for, guys, is the shoulders. Okay, so we'll start with just the medial deltoid. You've got your medial bit, which is that kind of triangular shape there, and then you've got your posterior or rear deltoid at the back. Okay, so this one should get your medial deltoid. So very good for anything where you're kind of pressing weight overhead. Okay, so from here, all you're going to do is bring the arm across the body, taking hold again of not on the joint, just above it or below it, sinking the shoulders down. And if you want to increase that stretch, allow yourself to look over the shoulder of the leading arm. Exactly the same theme here as the other stretches. As you breathe out, just pull that arm across the body, increase that stretch. Good, and easing off there, let's swap over sides, give them a little shake out if you need. Good, almost there, about 10 more seconds on this side. Good, okay, ease out of that. Next one we're going to go into is actually going to be working through our neck and our trapezius muscles. So all we need to focus on is pretty much from your collarbone line and upwards. Okay, so really important here that when we apply a little bit of pressure, it is very, very minimal pressure, okay? So don't ever really pull your head into a position. Just use the weight alongside gravity to increase the stretch. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, really subtle movement. All we're going to think about doing is bringing our right ear down to our right shoulder. So the shoulders stay relaxed. The right ear comes down towards the shoulder. In this position here, we're going to take our right hand. It's very, very gently going to take hold of our top of our head. So the fingers are going to be splayed round the ear. And we're just going to allow that hand to apply a tiny bit of pressure to bring that ear even closer to the shoulder. So you should feel a stretch all down the left side of the neck, maybe even going into the trapezius muscle there. Really relax this left arm down. Allow your left shoulder to drop down. If you tend to get quite a lot of headaches after you've been doing maybe like a lot of typing work, or even after working out, actually, if you feel like you've got quite a lot of headaches, this is a really good way to release any tension that's built up through that neck going into the head. 10 more seconds on this side. And very, very slowly, start by taking the hand away and then just let your head recover to neutral. You might feel like a little bit lopsided right now. That's fine. We're going to even it all out. Okay, so this time, let the left ear drop down to the left shoulder. Same again, take that hand very gently, applying a little bit of pressure to the top of the head. Relaxing that right arm now and letting that right shoulder drop away. Taking some nice big breaths in and out on that outward breath, just letting everything drop away, letting that tension release. Good, guys. 10 more seconds on this side. Lovely job. Okay, all we're going to do now is stretch out the sides of the necks into the traps. We're just going to do the same for the muscles all the way at the back of the neck. So this time, all we're doing is we're dropping the chin into the chest. Same goes, using our hands to apply a very minimal amount of pressure onto the back of the head. And just relaxing there. You can either have your elbows nice and high, or you can allow them to drop in as well. You might find that letting the elbows drop in really increases that stretch. So interlacing the fingers or just having them sat on the back of the head. Good, 20 more seconds. And very slowly again, releasing out of that one. And the next one we're going to do is quite good for anyone that's been doing a lot of running or jumping, etc. So we're just going to be working on releasing the calf muscles at the bottom of the leg. Okay, so you can do this in a couple of ways. You can either stand up and have your toes elevated, so on a bottom step, or if you've got basically anything that's elevated, a little step or whatever, maybe even a weight, you can put your toes on the weight and allow your heel to drop down. For those of you that are just on flat ground right now, we're going to look at going back into downward dog, and we're going to be looking at going from the toes of the foot to allowing the heel to come flat. Key thing here is that we keep the legs straight, otherwise that will take the tension out and the stretch won't be the same. Okay, so coming into a downward dog position, from here, all we're looking at doing is pushing the heels and down into the ground. So from the toes, heels come down, and we're just going to rotate. So we're going to let the left heel kind of pat down to the floor, then the right heel, and we're just going to work on moving through that motion. Okay, so we'll do it for about 40 seconds. Just keep moving the heels. If you find that you get to a particularly tricky spot where the tension is quite high and you can feel a really good stretch, just pause there, hold it on that side for a bit, and then keep yourself moving. Okay, so down into downward dog. Let those heels pad down, taking it in turns either side, alternating. If you do find that sticky moment, take a pause, iron out that stretch. I've definitely got one on this side. Adjusting the position of your hips, so rocking them forwards and backwards is going to help with that stretch as well. Really nice, guys. Last little bit in this position. And coming out of that one, we've got time for one more. We're going to work on a final rotation. This is really good for releasing the spine. You might hear a few clicks or cracks. As long as it's not painful, then we're all good. Okay, so this might be a little bit tricky to see, but I will do my best to show you. So we're going to be lying down. You're going to have one leg extended out. The other knee is going to come up to this position here, and then you're going to rotate round. Okay, key thing here is that we're trying to get whichever leg's coming up and over to make that rotation. We're trying to get the knee into the ground. If you need to, you can apply a bit of pressure to that knee with the hand that's closest to it. Okay, so what I mean by that is I've got my knee coming up, it's rotated over. Now I'm going to take this hand and I'm going to pull the knee into the ground. The other leg is staying flat on the ground the whole time. So let's start by taking up the right leg. We're going to fold over. We're going to hold it for 1 minute on that side. Then we're going to repeat that on the left side. Okay, so knee comes up, folding over. Apply that pressure if you need to. Relax the head into the ground. Again, nice deep breaths in this position.
In this position as well, my right arm is flat down on the ground. Really nice, guys. Keep it going. Really relax into this. Good, and ease out of that side. Let's swap over. So this time, the right leg is extended out. That left knee is coming up. Rotating it over. Apply pressure with the right hand if we need to. Left arm extends out. Keep it nice and flat on the floor. Last 10 seconds on this side. Good, guys, and ease out of that one. So some of you may have found that you are a little bit tight in certain areas of the body, or even on certain sides of the body, actually. Just try and, every time you do a bit of training, just try and finish your session with a little bit of mobility work, or a little bit of stretching. Mobility for a warm-up is actually pretty good, and the stretching after a workout is a lot better as well. So if you can do it that way around, then that is perfect. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in this morning. If you did the session and the release and recover, then hats off to you. Go get some food on board. If you just joined in for one of the sessions, then again, great effort. You're doing lots more than the people that aren't tuning in, so good job. Thank you so much, guys. Hopefully I will see you all again. And until the next time, have a good one. Cool.